What is VLAN? VLAN is a virtual local area network. 1. You can have multiple networks or VLANs all on the same networking hardware or networking switch. 2. Traffic is still completely separated from VLAN 1 and VLAN 2, but it's done logically inside the switch rather than physically. 3. VLANs provide logical segmentation of networks. The reason for using VLANs is to avoid a physical separation of networks. Instead, we can logically separate our multiple networks. No matter where the client connections are on the network, VLANs give us the ability to allow or deny communication between devices and between networks. IoT devices, or also known as Internet of Things devices, can generally be less secure than most network-attached devices. Still, they require internet service to operate and allow you remote access for control and monitoring. In an effort to better secure these devices from the rest of your network, this is where a VLAN can help. Navigate to the Network tab within the Peplink web administration. Click on the New LAN button and a new window will open. In this example, our primary untagged LAN is 10.5.1.1 and guest LAN is 10.10.10.1. For our IoT network, we'll use 10.10.20.1 along with the standard 255.255.255.0/24 subnet mask. Next, give the network a name to identify it. VLAN ID is going to be 3 in our case. Inter-VLAN routing should be disabled so that devices cannot communicate with users or devices on other networks. Lastly, set the DHCP range accordingly. This is a range of addresses that the router picks from and hands out to each device that requests a network connection. Without this enabled, you would need to manually assign IP information to each device. If using DHCP, you can use the default range of .10 to .250. Although if you plan on connecting a small number of devices, you may want to limit the range to the same amount. We're going to use 10.10.20.10 to 10.10.20.15 here. Click Save at the bottom, then Apply Changes at the top right. We have some wired and some wireless IoT devices on our network, so we're going to assign this VLAN to a specific Ethernet port, as well as set up a new Wi-Fi SSID. Start at port settings on the left. Set port type to access. Set VLAN to the IoT network. Once again, click Save and Apply Changes. Now we'll set up the Wi-Fi access. Click on the key tab, then SSID. Enter a name to broadcast. Note that you can also disable the broadcast SSID setting for further security. In this case, you will need to manually enter the Wi-Fi information on each wireless IoT device. Set VLAN to the IoT network. We're also going to enable an advanced setting. Refer to the blue question mark here at the top and click on the link to show advanced settings. Find Layer 2 Isolation and check the box. This is what isolates the devices within this one VLAN SSID. To finish up, we'll set a password as there is none defined by default. Change the security policy to WPA2 personal and then shared key field will appear. Create a password between 8 and 63 characters long. Remember, it is case sensitive. We suggest clicking the Hide Characters button to confirm what you've entered. Once finished, click Save, then Apply Changes. At this time, you may need to refresh or reconnect any IoT devices so that they obtain their new VLAN address.